Nikola Tesla's Lost Inventions, Unsolved History and Hidden Secrets. Imagina a man whose mind burned so brightly with ideas that he could see inventions in his head before ever building them. Imagine a man who promised free energy for all of humanity, who spoke of devices that could shake the earth, and who whispered of machines that could bend time itself. That man was Nikola Tesla. But here's the chilling question. What happened to his most powerful creations? Why did so many of his inventions vanish into the shadows of history? Were they destroyed, stolen, or hidden away from the world? The story you are about to hear isn't just about an inventor. It's about lost knowledge, buried secrets, and a mystery that still haunts history today. To understand this mystery, we must go back to Tesla's beginnings. Tesla was born in 1856 in a small village in modern-day Croatia, then part of the Austrian Empire. From childhood, he was marked by both brilliance and struggle. As a boy, he suffered strange visions and bursts of light in his mind images that appeared so vividly he could hardly tell them from reality. Instead of being frightened, he used his gift. Tesla could build machines entirely in his imagination, running them for weeks in his mind, fixing flaws, and then, when he finally built them, they worked flawlessly. He was a living, breathing human computer before computers even existed. In 1884, Tesla arrived in the United States with little more than a letter of recommendation and a dream. He soon found himself working with another giant of electricity, Thomas Edison. But the two men could not have been more different. Edison believed in trial, error, and business first. Tesla believed in vision, perfection, and ideas that bordered on science fiction. Their clash became legendary, the War of Currents. Edison pushed for direct current, while Tesla fought for alternating current. In the end, Tesla's system won. The world still runs on Tesla's current technology today, but victory brought him little peace. While Edison grew wealthy and famous, Tesla lived in constant financial trouble. Investors abandoned him, calling his dreams too wild, too impractical, or too dangerous. Yet Tesla did not chase wealth. He chased something far greater. Free, unlimited energy for humanity. A meeting was held by our team on Monday with the client team for the Zephyr project to review the status of the forthcoming Q3 launch campaign. The campaign, originally built as an omni-channel activation across paid social and programmatic display, is now subject to substantial midstream revisions following newly surfaced client directives. The feedback introduces a material shift in strategic framing under a compressed delivery window. There will be a pivot as Zephyr deprioritizes the performance tracking narrative to favor of a broader, everyday wellness and inclusivity story, which will require an immediate reframe of our messaging, architecture, and associated visuals. To address the revised scope, I've assigned immediate follow-up actions across the team. Visual Art will lead conversations with post-production around stock content integration. Ad sales will recalibrate the media plan in light of the repositioned messaging, and will coordinate with DSPs to avoid penalties related to insertion order delays. Copydesk is to be tasked with stripping all unsubstantiated medical claims from copy, implementing the new CTA, and managing a parallel review with legal. We conduct a daily internal stand-up each morning through the end of the week to identify blockers. The next client check-in is scheduled for July 3rd, where we will preview asset revisions and confirm compliance milestones. Final go-no-go is slated for July 7th at 17 o'clock. PDT. We are proceeding with all mitigations in parallel and escalated any dependency delays as they surface. That dream led him to his most ambitious project toward Cliff Tower. On Long Island, New York, Tesla built a massive wooden tower topped with a copper sphere. It looked like something out of a future world. Tesla claimed it would send wireless electricity through the Earth itself, powering homes anywhere, without wires, without fuel, without cost. Imagine pulling energy straight from the Earth. That was Tesla's vision. But when his backers discovered that Tesla planned to give power away for free, the money dried up. Chief among them was J.P. Morgan, one of the most powerful men in America. Morgan had funded Tesla at first, hoping for profit. But once he realized Tesla's tower would erase profit itself, he cut off funding. The tower was abandoned and years later, demolished. Its secrets, if any, were lost or perhaps hidden. Some say Tesla had already made the tower work, at least in part. Strange lights were said to streak across the skies over Long Island, beams of energy stretching for miles. Whispers began that Tesla had tapped into a limitless source of power locked inside the Earth. If so, then what happened to his designs? Why were they never recovered? The mysteries don't stop with Wardenclyffe. Tesla's career is filled with inventions that seem torn from the pages of science fiction. In Colorado Springs in 1899, Tesla built a huge magnifying transmitter, a device that sent lightning into the sky. Locals watched bolts more than 100 feet long crackle from his tower. One experiment plunged the entire town into darkness when he overloaded the power station. People whispered Tesla had captured the storm itself. Then came the so-called earthquake machine. Tesla built a small oscillator that, when attached to a structure, could make it shake. In one demonstration, buildings around his New York lab began to tremble. Police rushed to the scene, fearing an earthquake. Tesla smashed the device with a hammer before it went further. He later admitted that, if left running, the device might have brought the building down. If a small oscillator could do that, what could a larger version achieve? Could Tesla have built a weapon capable of shaking the Earth itself? And then there was the death ray. In the 1930s, Tesla announced he had created a particle beam weapon powerful enough to destroy aircraft from miles away. The press dubbed it the death ray, but Tesla called it Teleforce. He said it could cut through armor, down fleets of planes, and end war forever. He offered the design to governments, including the United States. Some say no one believed him. Others whisper that the weapon was quietly taken, hidden, and studied in secret. To this day, no complete blueprint has surfaced. Beyond this, there are wilder claims. Some say Tesla tried experiments that touched the edge of time itself, devices that could open windows into the past or future. Others link him to the Tunguska explosion of 1908 in Siberia, a blast that flattened 800 square miles of forest. No meteorite was ever found. Tesla had spoken of sending wireless power to any point on the globe. Was Tunguska an accident of nature or a test that went too far? Fact or legend, Tesla's visions stretched further than any inventor of his age. But perhaps the greatest mystery surrounds his death. On January 7, 1943, Tesla died alone at 86 in room 3327 of the New Yorker hotel. Within hours, U.S. government agents entered his room. They seized trunks filled with papers, blueprints, and notes. It was wartime, and Tesla had written of weapons that could change the future of battle. Officials claimed the seizure was routine, yet much of what they took was never seen again. Later, some of Tesla's files were declassified. Many contained unfinished ideas or impractical notes, but others, perhaps the most valuable, vanished. They were said to be locked in archives or destroyed. Researchers still debate whether the government is hiding them. Among the seized materials were boxers labeled with chilling titles: World System, Teleforce, Dynamic Theory of Gravity. A young engineer named John G. Trumko, of a future U.S. president, was assigned to review Tesla's papers. After weeks of study, he declared they held nothing of military value. But was that the truth, or a cover to protect secrets too dangerous to reveal? So here we stand, more than a century later, still asking the same questions. What became of Nikola Tesla's lost inventions? Were they too advanced for his time? Were they suppressed by governments and corporations? Or do they still exist, hidden away, waiting for a day when the world is ready to use them? What do you think? If Tesla's inventions were found today, would they free humanity or put it in greater danger?